Welcome to Rewatch Ryan. I'm Ryan Snelling. I am super pumped because at the time that I'm recording this video, I'm only a day away from seeing Kalki 2898 AD. If you don't know what that is, it seems to be one of the most highly anticipated Indian movies of our lifetime. It's already broken some ticket sales records, and I'm feeling the love and passion for it all the way over here. So I think it's going to be big internationally as well. So a lot of you guys have reached out in the comments section and informed me that I'm missing a lot of background, a lot of mythology, and I should probably read up on some of this before I go see the movie so I'm not completely lost and I can have as much appreciation as I can for it. So you guys recommended these videos that the director Nag put out on the production company's YouTube channel. So I reacted to the prelude of Kalki. Now let's watch the world of Kalki 2898.
Kashi or Varanasi is said to be the first place was born. It was the idea of like, what if our story ended here? The story is basically between these. So Kashi or Varanasi is said to be the first place where civilization was born in this world, like, you know, by the banks of the river Ganga. That's written in a lot of our books and scriptures. It was the idea of like, what if our story ended here? Like, if that was the first city, like, what if this world now has only one city left and everybody in
it's like
the
a
world
future apocalypse.
All the resources and all the major conflict now happens here in Kasi. So that was the setting for Kalki. And now we are in a world where the most life-giving river, the Ganga, is dry. And people in Kasi are just living in just like a very brutal survival of the fittest sort of way. And above them towers the complex. Like maybe you guys have seen in the trailer or something, like this massive mega city sort of structure, like an inverted pyramid that is a kilometer into the sky.
And is that where the most elite live?
Which has essentially everything. It's like paradise. It has all the greenery, resources, water, food, animals, everything that is not there in the world before.
That artwork looks
like
great.
A microcosm of what the world used to be like. And now the story is mainly set up here. It's between these two worlds, the people who are in the complex who control those resources and the people who are below in Kasi who don't have access, and these people in Kasi only just have a dream to enter the complex. In a way, it becomes a cycle. So for you to do the work to earn money to get into the complex is like one trap that you end up working for the complex and you finish your life before you can actually get in. So it's like one sort of a cycle, which is sort of something that happens today as well. Apart from these two worlds, there's also a third world which we call Shambhala. Shambhala is something that we hear in many cultures, like even in Tibetan culture, it's called Shangri-La, and every culture has a name which is a mystical land which is hidden from the world, and that's where some people say advanced beings, some people say the avatar, some people say many things, like how the name Shambhala itself is very connected to the myth of Kalki, to the legend of Kalki, because it said that.
And I'm going to assume that Kalki is the name of
that is the most
Prabhas character?
Powerful, and that is the
or
most
am I wrong
familiar
about that?
thing about the Kalki story. So these are our three worlds, and each of these worlds have
Kasi, complex,
a design or a
Shambhala.
thought process behind it. The complex people and the weapons and their vehicles are designed in a certain way because of what they have. People in Kasi are designed a certain way because of what they have. The world, you know, there's money which is units, and they are bounty hunters who need these units to get their job done or to finish their aspiration to want to.
Those are
go
cool
to the
vehicles.
complex. And there's this third world which is Shambhala, which is essentially the refuge. It's like a massive refugee camp in a way, like for all the religions and all the cultures that have been hunted down in this world by the complex. So they all needed a place to hide. The people in Shambhala are part refugees, part rebels, part the resistance who are fighting the complex. So the story is basically between these three worlds, and each of them are very unique in their own way, and how their paths cross and how the story goes forward.
Yeah. So without seeing the movie, And just going off of the trailers and what I'm getting from the production design, it's just a really interesting time for me to consume a movie like this because it feels like a mix of a lot of things that I'm actually used to, a little bit of Mad Max, there's a little bit of Zack Snyder. There's a lot going on that is familiar to me, but also this entire background and mythology and the storytelling and from the scriptures and everything, that's all entirely brand new. And I love that there's an entirely fresh aspect for me personally. So I can't imagine what Indian audiences feel right now going into this movie. It's probably super exciting. I'm super pumped, and I'm glad that this is the movie that is sort of bringing me into this world because it seems like I'm starting strong with one of the biggest movies in history. Just the passion for this is super infectious. Hearing the director talk about this 5-year production, what it was like to write the end of this age. And yeah, it's just big. The entire idea is huge, and I'm loving it. So anyway, I'm super excited. I am going to be covering this movie, like I said, reviews, podcasts, things like that. Subscribe here if you want to see more of the most notable of that content, but Reboot Ryan is where I'm going to be putting a lot more content focusing on Indian cinema. I'm going to be doing a lot more watch-alongs. I just posted a 3-part watch-along to Manjamel Boys over on the Reboot Ryan YouTube channel, so I'm trying to get that up a little bit, and that's where I'm going to be putting all of my focus throughout the year, not just with Kalki. Guys, thank you so much. The next time you see me, I will have seen Kalki 2898 AD. Thank you.